Hello everybody, Nurp here. Welcome to a retrospective that nobody asked for. My experiences and etceteras at my previous job working as a lifeguard in the blankety blank water park. I'll add references so you can get a better idea as to where I worked. Unless you already know, feel free to say it out loud in the comments. I just don't want to say it in case I get into legal trouble, which I highly doubt. Anyway. So, as a lot of people know already, as of now, this was my favorite job. It was great. I absolutely loved it most of the time, as any job goes. A lot of ups, a few downs, but overall, once again, favorite job. So, I guess I'll start with how I got it, and then I'll work on there regarding to what I have to say next. So, I believe it was my older sister showed me this job on Indeed. First, she sent it to someone else. He got the job, told me about it, told me what to do, how I would get into it, and then so I figured why not? I'd apply too. And what is it? As soon as I got the interviews and whatevers, I realized, oh shoot, I gotta practice swimming now. Which it did take a lot of work in the beginning, but after a while, it was just easy. So, the three main prerequisites that they require you to have, well, you need to do... Can I even do the gesture for this? Two. You need to do two of the three of these. So yeah, you need to swim a certain distance non-stop, be able to swim into deep water, picking up something heavy, and bringing it up to the surface, and being able to float above water without using your hands. Which I managed to do all three. Well, hold on. How do you... It's been so long. I did all three, quote unquote. Pretend I'm doing air quotes. Anyway. So yeah, after that, boom, got the job. Put my 2 weeks in for the other job that I absolutely... Whatever, I discussed that in a previous video, so it doesn't even matter. So anyway. Got the job. Up next was learning all these lifeguard related things and then practicing saving in water, such as this right here. So yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, so I cheated at one part. Actually, I'll just mention all three parts. So for the swimming a certain distance without stopping, I just went as slow as possible. I took my time. I am not a sprinter. I go for long distance. That's how I passed that part. Getting the heavy object underwater, it took me a few tries. Eventually I got it. Although at the end of the job, I managed to do that. Whatever, end of the job doesn't really matter. And the last thing, was it float above water for 2 minutes, no arms. I cheated, I held my breath, I floated the entire time. I knew my body well enough that wasn't really an issue, and I just pretended to kick my legs to make it look like I was actually working. But yeah, anyway, besides the point. What is it? Knowledge tests, physical tests. By physical tests, I mean just practicing lifeguard saves and then doing it, practicing it, whatever, until I got the job. And then we had to do attractions trainings, which was basically how to send people down and then what to do in whatever scenario at the bottom of whatever water-related thing, like, you know, actually being a lifeguard. Later, this would turn into slide attendants and lifeguards, which, whatever, besides the point. So, things I enjoyed about this job. So, every month, you had to do a total of 4 hours of on-the-job in-service training, which is basically just random training exercises to make sure you don't lose your skills. Like CPR, swimming, random team-building stuff, Waterpark knowledge, guest experience-related stuff, problem-solving, team scenarios, whatever, stuff like that. Now, it sounds serious at first, but literally my first half-hour in-service was like zombie, what is it? There's like hide-and-seek CPR. You hide, you get caught, people pretend to do CPR. And I was confused as fuck, but then I realized, wow, these people, they take this job seriously, but they have fun with it. That's not something I was used to. I was used to everyone taking everything as serious as possible. Everything had to be done a certain way. But no, here, as long as you got the job done, the person survived. That's what really mattered in the end. Like, sure, your form wasn't great, but you got them out of the water. You may have messed up on this one thing, but if they had a spinal, they would have been fine regardless. I don't know why my ear's doing that. Anyway. So yeah, you had to be right, but it didn't have to be perfect. Which I thought was really interesting, since I never... This is the only job that it wasn't black and white if it was right or wrong. It was how well you did in general. Which I thought was really interesting. Other minor things that I enjoyed about the job. I mentioned this in other videos, like my LGBT ones, but it was a nice, refreshing change of pace that they were several openly non-straight people at the water park. It made me feel like, what is it? Compared to my last job, it made me feel like no one would really care about what I do. Which for me is a good thing, for the most part, since I'm absolutely, that kid just sits in the corner that does absolutely nothing, minds his own business, and no one would really care, and for the most part, that was pretty much true. And I want to say, like, near the halfway point, when I had my Buy Pride fan, since it was really hot in that water park. Minor reference, this water park is open 24/7, with very rare exceptions. But yeah, and it's always hot in there, so me having my fan, my Buy Pride fan, and no one cared, that was really nice. I enjoyed that. Also, I just realized my mouth is not even moving. Wow. Way to break the immersion, me. Anyway. What else? So even when we were doing these serious lifeguard training things, it wasn't taken fully seriously. Like, what is it? Like, randomly being told, you, go drown, and then you just start flapping your arms, obviously not convincing at all that you're drowning, but, like, you had to, like, roleplay that you were drowning, and then someone else had to save you. And of course, you had to act as if it was a real scenario, but not everyone did that every time. Like, the amount of times I said, I'm a lifeguard, I'm here to drown you. Because we have to say, obviously, rescue, save, help, whatever. I don't know, just little things like that I thought were fun. As well as other saves that required you, like, actively making it harder for the other lifeguard, like, climbing on top of them, pushing them underwater, and then having to deal with, uncooperative guests. Like that. Like, I don't know, just, the thing was fun. Like, causing chaos, like making it more difficult on purpose. I don't know, I enjoyed that. It was really fun. And once again, the very laid-back atmosphere. Like, almost everyone in the water park was super chill. Supervisors, leads, managers, everyone was chill. Like, as long as you didn't, like, mess up too much, you were fine. And even if you did mess up, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was like, hey, make sure you do this instead, and you're good to go, okay? Alright, bye. I don't know, it's just a really chill atmosphere. And, oh my god, one of the favorite parts... Customer service was not the #1 priority. The #1 priority was rule enforcement. And almost every single time, if a guest had an issue, a lead or supervisor would usually take our side as long as we're doing our part correctly. Like, that was really nice. Like, instead of being an absolute pushover from other people, no, you stand your ground. If they don't listen, get a supervisor, they'll yell at them. It was good. It was a good time for me. It helped me practice being more assertive, more standing my ground, more, I don't know, like, not being my normal self, being a pushover, ignoring. No, it helped me a lot there. Especially with the threat of being yelled at, but you know what? Sometimes you need to get yelled at. Alright, so, one of the main things that ended up happening at the water park was at one point, one of the supervisors... Actually, another minor thing. Another thing I loved, this didn't really fully apply to me, was how a lot of the people who were normal lifeguards with me, some of them bumped up and became supervisors. Normal lifeguards. So it's not like people were hired into the role. I mean, that happened like once. It was more like people actually went up the ranks. And you can actually, like, grow with them in a sense. Like, I found it crazy how someone who was a lead guard, a head guard, which is basically just a higher up lifeguard with responsibility but no actual power, that person became a supervisor. And another person, after I left, went from supervisor to manager. So, there's absolutely opportunity for growth in this place, which I thought was amazing. And I was surprised when one of those supervisors that I mentioned that was that got bumped up to whatever. One of them asked me, hey, do you want to be the water park dispatch? I'm like, I mean, I know what that is, but I don't really know what that is. I mean, I know it's important. Yeah, sure, I'll try it. I'll try it out. Yeah, why not? Then he went on vacation. It wasn't until a month later that I was actually put on training because the supervisors forgot. But anyway, besides the point. I thought that was fantastic. Like, that was, like, confirmation that I'm doing something right in this place. For some reason, I was trusted enough to have an important role in this water park. I was essentially the main communication person between all the lifeguards and eventually slide attendants and the supervisors and head guards and managers, as well as branching off to maintenance, water quality, guest services, HVAC, maintenance, all these other things. Like, it was weird actually having a position of power, but like, not a position of power. I don't know how to really describe it. It's like I had an important role, and my actions absolutely affected what happened in the water park. But like, I don't know, it was strange. It was strange, like, I was able to guide people what to do. It was an odd experience, but it felt really good in a way. Like, the things I was doing had direct impacts on everything else. Like, minor examples. Oh, I get a phone call. Oh, some kid pooped in a pool. Motherfucker. Alright. I go on the radio. Call whatever leader supervisor. Hey, we got a possible code, whatever, in the whatever pool. Can you check it out and confirm it? And then they come back to me. Blah, blah, blah. The code, the 1013. That's not the actual... That's not the real... That's the radio code we use. It's not the actual radio code. Can you notify, water quality for this poop? I'm like, motherfucker. Alright. Yo, water quality, we got poop over here. Can you head over there? Yo, guest services, we got poop in here. All these attractions are about to be closed. Yo, person on top of that tower all the way up there. Stop sending people down. The water's contaminated. People below, water's contaminated. Like, I don't know. It just felt so weird. It felt stressful, but I don't know. It's like stressful, but at the same time, it was like really... I don't know how to describe it. Impactful. Like, what I was doing actually mattered. Granted, if I didn't do it, someone else would have done it eventually, but like, I was the person they went to make sure all this happened. I don't know, it just felt really weird, but in a really good way. And also really taught me the power of multitasking. Like having one radio telling me, okay, where is this person? Another radio telling me, okay, this is down. Another radio telling me, hey, no, then what is it? I had to make a call saying, hey, this is down. This will be down for this long. I will let you know when it is open, just in case. Oh no, you gotta go to the bathroom? I'm sorry, you gotta wait. Oh, this ride faulted again? Alright, hold on a second. I'll send them over there later. It's like, it's so much to do. It was overwhelming. But when everything was done, it felt so satisfying that I managed to, receive a tangled mess of like information and commands, and then send out those information and commands to other departments, other people that needed to know, and they took care of it, and they actually fixed it. I don't know, it was just satisfying. I felt like I was playing IRL Pikmin. I enjoyed it. Anyway, next segment, because I want to do this little gimmick, so give me one moment as I continue this. I thought this was cool, so I had to do this. Like, just the fact that this lazy river is actually functional, I thought it was cool. Even though the tube isn't always functional, but anyway. I forgot exactly what I was saying about being dispatcher, but yeah. Overall, really cool. I thought it was really awesome how I was trusted with this extremely important role. And it made me feel like, once again, I'm not doing everything wrong. People can rely on me. And etc, etc. Can this tube, like, work, please? Oh my god. What the hell? Okay. Alright, good enough. I think that's all I can think about being dispatch. Alright, so I guess the next thing I'll get on with is the fact that compared to my previous jobs, I feel like the people I worked with I can actually relate to. That and the fact that they were actually surprisingly 2 fucking furries that I worked with. That was actually a surprise. I wasn't expecting that at all. Anyway, besides the point, we don't really chat too much, but whatever. But it was just nice feeling relatable, which is something I didn't have at my other jobs, like, at all or ever. The fact that on male events, which, oh my fucking god, were the worst thing in the world. Like, some of us would... Like, sometimes someone would bring in a Switch and then we'd all play Smash Bros. That was cool. I enjoyed that. As well as getting, like, random food sell... Oh my god, can this thing stop doing that? As well as the occasional pizza party, a random barbecue, like, random employee celebration events. To me, they felt hollow, but at the same time, it was nice having free food, especially considering I was absolutely broke as fuck during that time, and free food absolutely helped me out a lot. I don't know, it just felt nice. The perks were good. Alright, speaking of perks, also, here's me kind of revealing where I worked a little bit. It was nice having unlimited free access to the water park, the theme park, the ice rink, the 2 mini golfs, and a little toy train thing ride. No one went for the toy train thing, but it was just a fun add-on. As well as also the employee events too, like employee only at the water park. Yo, the wave pool on surfing waves, absolutely insane. I loved it, and it's a shame that most normal people will never get to experience it. I know there's more I could talk about, I just can't really think of what else. And so I guess the only other thing I could really think about was some other lessons learned at the job. Like, number 1, consistency is very important. This happens many times. So let's say I'm working on top of a slide, sending people down. Oh no, you're too tall, sorry. Oh no, you're too small, sorry. Hey, you let the other person go. I did. Let's not talk about it, and you can go next, okay? Let them go. You're not going on again, but I'll let you go this one time. Hey, you let the other person go. Fine, go. Have fun. Hey, you let the other person go. Like, you let one person go, everyone else feels entitled that they should go next. You gotta stay consistent with that, otherwise it'll go into trouble, like people complaining about it. Which a lot of the new people tended to do, so... That was annoying getting yelled at for that. But whatever, not really the important part. Other things, rule enforcement. Rules always come first. Constantly telling people, hey, you can't have that, make sure you do this, blah blah blah, you cover your nose, like, make sure your legs are crossed, whatever, blah blah. It's like rules enforcement plus liability. If you don't tell them this, you can get in trouble. At least if you do, and they don't listen, it's their fault, not yours. Which is stuff that reigned true with my current job, too, which was very nice. As well as the radio stuff, radio etiquette, etc. Alright, other things, I can't really think of too much else to talk about, really. So I guess I'll move on to another topic that's also noteworthy and important. So what is it? I don't think anyone I used to work with is ever going to watch this video, but if they did, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. So near the end of my lifeguarding career, I played around too much, and I basically got in trouble. So when in dispatch, you have to make sure you're watching the hot tub cameras to make sure no one's drowning. Make sure no one's hopping the fence if the hot tub is closed. Can this tube cooperate, please? Granted, nothing ever happens in there. You just have to look at it every so often, but the job requires you all constantly watch it. I did it, and I got caught doing other things, like being on my phone. I got caught looking at my Twitch page, editing clips, as well as playing games. So basically, I fucked around, I found out, and the last 2 weeks, they kicked me off of dispatch because they basically said, we don't know if we can trust you, so unfortunately we have to kick you off of this. You might get it again in the future, we can't guarantee that. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, that was, at the time, absolutely heartbreaking, because I loved that role. It felt so great being in a cold room, not dying of heat exhaustion, which being dispatched, some lifeguards actually called me saying, "Hey, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling lightheaded. Can you take me off stand?" Like, and then I had to send someone up there, like, and then it was heartbreaking, like, losing this position that made me feel important to just have a basic other position. Granted, I didn't let people know that, because I didn't want people thinking, yo, I fucked up and I lost my position, because everyone, like, even my last few days, people kept saying, like, they only saw me as being they saw me as being dispatch. They saw me as this important, semi-important role in the park. Like, they saw me having this little position of power that I'm assuming in their eyes I didn't abuse because I was too afraid to abuse it. Which I kind of did, but whatever, besides the point. But yeah, through that I learned a lesson. Take your job fucking serious. If you get in trouble too much, you will, be punished for it. Although, if you do get punished, it isn't the end of the world. You might regain it one day, who knows, but for now, I'm sorry, you being kicked off your role. I hope you learned your lesson, and I kind of did. I learned to take the job more seriously after that, although it didn't matter since literally 2 days after. Alright, you got the job, this is all of your information, and we expect you to be here in 13 days. I'm like, oh shit, this is real, this is actually happening. And then I quickly put my 2 weeks notice. Of course, I was still bummed at the fact that I was no longer dispatched. I honestly almost cried when I was told that, but hearing that I got the new job, I was both excited, nervous, and sad. Because, like, I'm leaving behind this awesome place, but at the same time, I need to move on. I need more pay, I need more benefits, etc. I still miss the place. A lot of people hated the water park. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the consistency with the job. Like, especially when the slot attendants came around, who did not have the ability to lifeguard. It was nice just having consistent lazy spots, like being a lifeguard on the lazy river for, like, 4 hours out of a busy Saturday. It may sound like hell, but all you're doing is staring at the water, really. No one really drowns in the lazy river. It happens rarely. I did have to jump in twice, but I've been there for over 2 years. And both times the first time I jumped in, the parents would have came by 10 seconds later if I didn't do it. And the girl would have been fine. Second time was just a parent that did a really bad job at managing their child. But whatever, besides the point. I feel like I learned a lot from this job. I feel like I gained a lot. And I felt like I can actually start being me around other people, which I'm still trying to figure out how to do now. It's hard with my current job because, well, my dad knows a lot of people there, and I am not ready to tell him about this weird life that I'm living. As it is, I wanted to tell him I play video games on Twitch, and as soon as I say I play video games, he immediately told me to shut up because I'm wasting my time. I'm like, but I'm making money, which is the only thing you care about. Whatever. Anyway, I think I'm about done rambling here. All I'll say is, I missed that job. It was great. Unfortunately, me having a part-time there is not an option. Not that I'd want to, because I'd lose my sanity working 2 jobs. I don't know how other people can do it. Yo, is this tube even, like... Alright, whatever. I guess I just have to hold it now. Anyway. I think I've rambled on enough. So, yeah. This water park... Well, it wasn't dreamy, but it worked. Obvious reference, by the way. Ah, man. I'm gonna miss it. It was great. Anyway, I think I've rambled long enough. Also, if anyone who knew me, was any of my coworkers watch this, just know that the water park sucks, yes. I still miss the job. You guys made it more tolerable. Especially the people that annoyed me, like, you guys were the best. Because if you know me, annoying me is the best way to be my friend. Depending on how you annoy me, that is. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. So, I thank you guys for watching. And I will see you in 5 minutes, more or less. Oh, I can't switch characters. I have to stay at the pool twice since it matches the theme. Anyway. Goodbye. Peace.